Welcome, actors. You made it. It is so great to have you all here. Welcome to Screen Acting School. So you can grab a coffee, a pen, open your heart, and get ready. But remember, this isn't a TV show, it's a class. And it's not free. You're paying by showing up and doing the work. So we're so excited to see you all subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. If you've already subscribed, we absolutely adore you. Thank you. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that button because there is a lot more waiting where this came from.
Absolutely. So should we get into the good stuff? I think
I
so.
think so.
This week's lesson is about the business of acting, colon, time to boss up.
Yeah.
Time to boss up. We're going to cover how to have a great relationship with your agent, how to be the CEO of your own career, and how to be taking confident action now. Everybody ready for that? Yes.
Yeah.
Good, good. So if you're in Audition Plus, we're working on the ruler right now, and it's an ideal archetype to bring to this kind of work. So when you're making plans for your career, you want to use the ruler. So is everybody ready for that?
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yay.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Okay, so as I was saying, you're going to learn three things today that are going to absolutely change your life as an actor. One is how to have a great relationship with your agent. Virginia can testify. Making a few little tweaks will make a difference, and how to drive your own career, and then how to do it all with unshakable confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a few questions for you all to get started, okay?
You ready to answer questions? This is your work.
Yeah.
So, number one question: are you leading your agent, or are you just sort of like, oh God, I hope they remember that I exist?
Yeah, pop it in the chat. Let us know. We really want to hear.
Yes, I was
Virginia
the lead
says,
your
I'm
agent.
about to lead my agent.
You
Yeah,
are.
I know you and Casey had a really good chat the other day, and I'm happy to hear that. Linda says, I hope they remember I exist.
Yeah,
A lot of actors are in that boat. Rebecca says, I'm looking for an agent.
good.
Maddie, I don't have an agent yet, but I imagine you should be leading them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, Maddie. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about, Maddie, I know you've just joined Audition Plus. So on Thursdays, we have office hours. So I would love for you to come. It is a class like this live, and it's obviously a smaller class because it's in Audition Plus, and you get the chance to ask us questions, right? And we're going to answer them live for you. So it can be anything about the work you're doing or the business of acting. So I know you're really interested in what do I need to do to get an agent. So you can ask that on Thursday and we'll go through all of that with you personally. So really
Yeah.
excited to hear.
And how to motivate your agent is a great class. Mel took that just before she went and met with the agents that she met with, and she signed with one. So it's good. It's practical. You'll love it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of, yeah, I'm leading my agent. I want to lead my agent, but I'm not quite there yet. So it's kind of a mixed bag, right? So here's another question for you then. Question number two. What is one thing that you've actually done this month to move your career forward? Okay, you can pop it in the chat. One thing that you've actually done this month to move your career forward. Lori says, I've emailed 4 new agencies. Wonderful. Laura says, headshots. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Good. Excellent. Signed with an agent. Yeah. Had a
Yeah.
meeting. Yes. Uh,
Taking class. Absolutely. Signed up for
mhm.
Audition Plus, Taylor. Yeah, that's a huge step in moving your career forward, getting
So glad you're with us.
training. Absolutely. Richard saying more applications, actors access, etc. Okay. Um, Maddie says, I took a role I didn't really love that much, but I knew it would be great for my resume. Okay. Um,
Maddie, that's really, I just want to stop for a sec. That is really interesting. Make sure people think they have to take everything because it'll be good for their careers. And sometimes it's good to do it. And sometimes you want to say, no, the direction I want to walk in is different. So make sure that you're part of leading your agent and leading yourself in your career is making sure that you understand those distinctions.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Becca's saying taking classes, Audition Plus. Um, Becca says keeping up with Audition Plus classes. Emma says taking class, researching, learning to hone in on my craft. Wonderful. Linda says started exercising again, increasing your stamina for those 14-hour days. Yeah, exactly. Right. I love this. Mel says she's started going through casting workbook regularly.
Yes.
Important, right? Like
And
we
Actors Access, check them both out.
and I recommend you even, this is totally off script, but you have a schedule for that and a number of how many submissions you want to do per week, right? So it is really important. You want to be the boss, you got to work it like you're the boss. Like it's a business because absolutely that's what it is. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm seeing some really, really great responses. A lot of it's talking about training, and that is wonderful. In Audition Plus, we make sure that your action matches your ambition, right? So we have those weekly office hours that I spoke about. And MJ, we're so excited to be able to go through that question with you in person on Thursday. So I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Me too. It just makes such a difference.
Mhm.
So speaking of all of those 14 and 18-hour days, and they're not unusual, I
Mhm.
want to ask you, do you think if you had to prep a scene after an 18-hour day on set, so you had an audition, you had to do it, could you? Could you do it after 18 hours? Could you prep that scene for an
Yeah.
audition and be ready?
And pop it in the chat. We want to hear. We want to know where you're at, and we want you to know where you're at, right? Because oftentimes you don't think about these things until someone poses that question. We says Richard. Yes. Taylor says I think so. Maddie says I definitely think I could. Malcolm says it would be difficult, but I know I could. Yeah. Kara says yes. Oh, this is funny. My vertical. Most of my days were 12-hour days, not including travel via transit, and I was having to learn each scene the next day. I was number 3 on the call sheet and only got the script the day before.
Yeah, yeah. You know, everyone is saying yes, just about it depends on the amount of coffee. So
Someone after
you
my
don't
own.
know until you do it. Yeah, you don't know until you do it. And one of the interesting things is people don't know what's involved until you get there. And like Kara was saying, she was number 3 on the call sheet and she still had to do her auditions and learn her lines, all that kind of stuff. But you know what else happens? You know how invariably you have everything stacking up in your life and then whoa, it's also a shit show?
Mhm.
Like those things happen. That's why preparation is so important.
Yeah, you need to lean back on that, right? It's all of the work you do before that gets you ready for that, as Kara did. We know that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah. And
so
I just want to say something else. I want to call bullshit on almost everyone here. Who has been late submitting their work to Audition Plus?
okay,
Yeah.
please.
Don't tell me you can do an 18-hour day and then do an audition when you can't submit on time for Audition Plus, when you've got a week to do it, or sometimes 2 weeks. Like
Casey,
it's
get it
not true.
done.
Get your shit together, become a, oh, Casey language. That is my language. That is my language. That's how I talk. So you have to be okay with that. And if you're not,
Not
I'm
offended
very sorry. I
here.
don't mean to insult anyone.
Not offended here.
Oh,
Good, good. So glad.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to jump in because we really want to make sure that you are all ready. Okay, so let's jump into this. Let's chat about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you have to do to be ready?
Well, I think we should introduce ourselves, Casey, before we,
Okay.
because we do have some new people here.
I'm ready to talk. No. Okay.
You
Yeah.
are.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Casey. I'm your acting and audition coach. I'm the one with the potty mouth. I live in a cabin in the woods on a farm with 100 chickens, 3 cats, 2 dogs, and assorted humans. I love living where I live and helping actors around the world deliver grounded, fearless work. What else?
Absolutely. And I am Donna-Marie. I am your mindset and visualization coach here at Screen Acting School. I live in the big city because, well, I love people watching action and helping actors believe in themselves so strongly that casting starts to believe it too. So we coach actors who walk the red carpet for the Oscars, Golden Globes, Emmys, and they book life-changing roles in the #1 shows in the world. So we come with receipts, and now we're here for you too.
Absolutely. Because you're not just in the art of acting, you're in the business of acting. It is business, and you're the boss, and your agent works for you. So, why are so many actors afraid of their agents? Afraid to ask for help, afraid to check in. See Virginia just like, oh my God, why is she talking directly to me? Afraid their agent might be mad if they reach out. Why? Why? It's not how stars act. Stars treat it like it's their job. They run a team, and if the team isn't delivering, then they lead the conversation kindly, professionally, but they lead it.
Yeah, and actors often forget your career is your responsibility, okay? Your practice, your classes, your self-care, your wardrobe, your audition prep, networking, it all falls on you. You can't outsource your own success, you guys. You create your business by showing up and doing the work consistently. Now,
Amen.
a lot of actors, yeah, and a lot of actors are waiting for permission, or worse, they're waiting for luck. You don't wait for luck. You prepare for it. That's how luck works.
That is brilliant, Donna-Marie. That is,
Well,
and
it's true.
it is so true. So let's talk about truth.
Hmm.
You can have legitimate fears. Legitimate fears. People are going to say mean things about you when you get a little success, and they're going to get jealous. Agents are going to doubt that you've got what it takes. That's why you've got to back it all up. I have had people say that I'm too demanding, that I charge too much, or my absolute favorite, that I am too fat to coach famous actors. True story. Cool, right? So, bought this farm in the woods between Powell River and Lund. Powell River's kind of blue collar. Lund is like you got stuck in a 60s lava lamp. It's like this friend of ours, Paul, says the 60s are over everywhere else, but not so much in Lund. So it's very much a hippie place. And I thought, oh my God, these are my people. So I went and volunteered there. I met the local parents. I thought, oh, I love these sweet hippie vibes. I love these people. Until one day our kid gets on the bus, and some kids from Lund tell him that I'm too fat to be coaching famous people. So the only people who knew what I did, because we live on a farm, I don't see anybody, were those nice hippie people that I was talking to. At the time I said those skinny hippie bitches who think they're so great, but I didn't really mean it. I mean, everybody gets insecure, right? So I told my kids, we don't take advice or believe mean kids or insecure adults. We just don't. It's not who we are. And then I posted on Facebook, FYI, I am I am a little fat and I coach actors for real. And then I went and knocked on their doors and told them, you don't get to make yourself feel good, feel big by making a kid feel small. That doesn't work. And it certainly shouldn't work here.
Yeah.
It's important. We lost you, or I lost you, Donna-Marie. Are you still here?
I am here.
Oh, good.
I think you've just been talking for a while, so probably
Blah,
maybe.
blah, 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 blah.
But
Yeah.
that is so true, Casey, because here is the thing, okay? As Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel bad about yourself without your permission, right? But actors, they give the world that permission all of the time. I'm too shy. I'm scared. I'm not good enough. I always mess up. You
Nope.
know?
Even I'm fat. Like, who cares? Be fat or don't be fat, but take control of your damn life.
Yeah, this career is hard, you guys. You're going to work 18-hour days, as we talked about, and still need to cry on cue and memorize 8 pages and bring joy or heartbreak or whatever the scene calls for when everyone just wants to go home, you know? And you don't get there by accident. You get there by stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's chat. Where are you at in your work and your career right now? We want to know, where are you at in your work and your career right now? And you can go ahead and pop it in the chat.
Might be a hard question to answer,
Maybe we
but
can give a little guidance.
I think Landon is right. When in doubt, be Spider-Man.
Do it first, do it well. Secondly, absolutely
Oh, my stars.
start. Mm-hmm.
I love that. So you're building, you're in the
Yeah.
building part of your career. Yeah, it's true. Doing a play this week.
Yeah. Richard says cruising along. Kyla says I'm
Richard, you're getting opportunities. I just saw the photo of you on set. So I'm really, I feel a little pissy at you because you really should be telling it us. We shouldn't find out from someone else that you're, gotta tell us.
Kyla
These
says
days,
she's improving. Yeah, Kyla's training really hard, and we can see the improvement and the growth since you've joined Audition Plus, Kyla. So you are in that training stage. It's wonderful. Yeah, taking classes, says Panthe. I hope I pronounced your name right there. Virginia says, I'm a successful commercial actor, but trying to find where the next step is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
love all this.
Yeah, I do too. Laura says she feels a little stalled, but you have a plan to get it going again. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher says practicing and learning, then starting to apply for roles. Yeah, and I'm sure look for
Good.
at that point, Christopher. And you are growing. We've seen your growth in Audition Plus. It's really
And
wonderful.
Christopher, I just want to give you a heads up. You want to say auditioning for
Mhm.
roles. So you apply for jobs, you audition for roles, and that will make you sound more professional.
Yeah, and it's little things, right? And that's how you learn.
Tiny
That's
little things.
now you learned something today. I love that. Something little, but those things matter.
I love this. Kyla says improving, and Mel says, I love your tapes, Kyla. One of the things that I think is so special about Audition Plus is that people watch each other's work,
Mhm.
you know? So you have an audience and you can see, oh, I am stealing that from them. They did that so well. Or you can be like, I'm never going to do that. I'm
Yeah.
never going to do that. You know, you get so much out of it.
Yeah, and you hear the feedback and then the notes, and so you really learn, right? It's so wonderful. A lot of times, as you know, because you're all actors, you create this incredible little jewel of a self-tape and you send it out into a black hole, you just hear nothing, right? And you're like, "Ugh, like I thought I killed that. Was it good? Did they like it? Was it this?" So you get feedback and you get to see what other people are doing. It's really, really helpful. So I want to ask, I want to specify this a little bit more. So you've talked about where you're all at generally. So now I want to ask some questions like, are you practicing auditions? Is that something
Yeah.
you're working on now in your career?
And even more specific, are you practicing the kinds of auditions that you would actually go out for?
Yeah.
So that means um, looking at getting full scripts, reading them, making your own little breakdown, your own little scene, and practicing them. You
Yeah.
know, getting. I'm in Audition Plus, says Linda. Linda, I also wanted to say about the old lady thing. I'm so proud of being an old lady. I'm
Mm,
so proud. I'm so happy I made it.
mm.
Like, it's such a crapshoot whether you make it or not in life. And I just feel so good. The older I get, the more powerful I am. Phoebe, I'm 58 this year. So I am old. I'm getting older and older and really looking forward to getting older and older. I embrace it. I
Yeah.
love it.
I feel
It
the
makes
same.
me happy.
I feel the same way. It's so, yeah, well, we
And
don't.
no lady.
Kara said, I'm starting to build myself and I'm proving to myself that I can do this and to others. And yes, you are, Kara. Absolutely. It's
So
so,
good.
Malcolm says, life is good. I want it to be better. I hope to have a career before it's too late. It's never too late, Malcolm. You just keep working, you keep growing, you keep getting better.
But you got to do the work. There, you can't. This is like in everything in life. You can't pretend. This is not a pretend career. You have to be legit.
Mhm. And Brandon says, I'm lost, but I'm trying to level up. Yeah, Brandon, this can be a difficult career because, and I say this all of the time, but I'm going to say it again. Actors aren't lazy. Okay. Generally, I mean, some people are, but generally, the issue isn't that actors are lazy. The issue is this career is weird. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to
So
practice.
true.
I don't know, okay, I want to practice, but now I'm just doing the same thing over and over because I don't really know what to do today, that's going to help me move forward. So in Audition Plus, Casey has created a 12-week practice schedule. It's a comprehensive practice schedule for you. We just released week 1 of it. It's really good, you guys. So it helps, right? Because we know that you want to do an incredible job. So it's important. So another question, are you sending your agent your best work once a month? Is that something that you're doing?
I see some guilty faces. First of
Oh,
all, you need to ascertain what is your best work, right? So your best work is something that you could be cast as, that you've worked on. You developed a professional self-tape for your agent to see your work. So it's got to be something you'd be cast as, something that they can see. Oh yeah. So when it comes up, when that role comes up, um, I'm just going to do a quick aside to Gavin. And I wish Dave was here so I could give him a big hug and kiss, but giving you one, and say to you, Gavin just got called out by a casting director for being so good at playing a villain. Well, it's no surprise to us because he's a really good actor, but also he studied the archetype. He knows the archetype. That's what we do in Audition Plus. So, it used to be the joke that Gavin was going to play every single doctor that was ever written because he was playing the doctor archetype, which was something that we worked on in class. Like we played a lot of doctors. But the difference between just doing the work in class and really building on it is what Gavin's doing.
yeah.
So I wanted you to be here today because I wanted to give you that extra love
Yeah.
because
And
you are doing the work.
it's huge, right? And when Dave saw the scene
Oh
that
yeah.
Gavin was in, he said, okay, I guess you were paying attention when we worked on that archetype in class, right? Because he remembers working on it with them, right? It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to do that and you need to tell your agent your immediate and long-term goals and what you're doing towards them
And
so
you
that
don't
they can help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to flood them with this, right, you guys? So you want to plan out when to have those conversations. So Casey and I run a business. We plan out what are we teaching this week in class? How are we working up towards that? How is this going to help the actors move forward? We don't just write something before we come and meet you here today and wing it. Everything is planned out. That's how you run a business. And you are a business. You are an entrepreneur, just like Casey and I are. You have to do things in the same way. That's how it works. You've got to run.
That's a good segue because I'm going to give them the checklist now.
Wonderful. I love
Uh,
that. I
we
love
made a
that.
little checklist for you. So that you can go through and be like, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Making sure that you've got what you need. Some things you may have already done. What's really fun is to check it off because
Yeah.
you already did it. Because it's like, hey, I'm so
Feels
grateful.
good, right? It feels good. Yeah. And it's going to help keep you on track, as Casey said. Just make sure that you're on top of things, right? When it comes, well, to your relationship with your agent. That's what this checklist is all about.
And if your agent isn't doing their job, you don't whine.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. In order for your agent to do their best job for you, you need to make sure that you set them up for success, right? You
Absolutely.
need to have all of your ducks in a row, so to speak, because a lot of times actors will come to us and say, like my agent's not submitting me, or I haven't, whatever. And we'll say, okay, well, let's take a look at everything. And these little things aren't done. They haven't set their agent up for success, right? So it's really important to do that.
So Brian's saying his agent said they feel confident in his work and they don't want to see the self tapes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
If they've seen everything and they're confident in your work, that's good. You still need to let them know about your goals. You still need to I think it's good for them to see a little something different than what they're seeing on a weekly basis,
Mhm.
but or daily basis, depending on how many auditions you have. But if they're not open to it, they're not open to it. And if you have good communication, that's good. But if your agent is a problem, then you need to get a new one.
Yeah.
Keep the old one until you do, but make sure that it's a real problem, because a lot of the time it's just a communication thing. It's just poor communication. Even actors who like book constantly, Virginia, you book constantly, but you had, you have a fairly flat relationship with your agency, right? So you need to decide, are you a day player? Are you a star? Because day players wait around and take what they're given, but stars share their dreams. They say, hey, I'm ready for bigger roles.
Yeah.
You know, you're way overdue for those roles. If you're making your agent money, you're earning the right to grow with them. And our clients work with the top agencies, with Gerst, with UTA, with CAA, with Characters, with Paradigm, and they don't get there by being passive. They lead, and you can too. You absolutely can. And if you don't have a top agent yet, practice. The agent you're with, practice, build a business around your talent, do the work that books.
Yeah, act like the client that they dream of repping, right? And here's the thing, you guys, you don't need permission. You need a plan. Okay, now let me say it louder. If you are not leading your career, then who the heck is? Like your fairy godmother? Well, maybe because you have two, Casey and I. You know what? We're going to tell you the truth. And we do have a little bit of a magic wand, except it's made of expertise in mindset, visualization, acting, and auditioning.
And it has got our students from absolutely no bookings to walking the red carpet on Oscars, BAFTAs, Emmys, Golden Globes, Auras. That's the Mexican one. Leos and Geminis in Canada, and lead roles in the #1 shows in the world.
Yeah,
and we want to answer this question, Donna-Marie. Landon says, why have a plan if you can be the plan? That's a fun thing to say, but a real thing to say is make a plan with deadlines and dollar amounts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zach says we're the best fairy godmothers. Aw,
that's how things become reality. And, we spoke about Kara earlier. Actually, you heard Kara speaking, saying, what she had these 18-hour days or 14-hour days on set, and then she had auditions, and she had to learn the lines when she came home, all of that, right? Now, listen, Kara, she is doing incredible now, but Kara wasn't booking for years, okay? She wasn't, and Kara can attest to this, but we saw her commitment, and we gave her no slack. We gave her no slack. We coached her mindset. We coached her emotional connection, voice, scene work, everything. And she didn't crumble. She didn't crumble. She leaned in. It was Kara that asked us to be tough on her. It wasn't us being like, okay, we're gonna, Kara said, be tough on me. I want to win. I want this to be a real career. And now she's got multiple bookings. Her agent had to rearrange her schedule last week, I believe, because she was working on so much. She just had her longest shoot, 7 days on set. And that is not because she's lucky. Not one bit. It's because she decided to be in charge of her career. And that's how it happens. Everyone's saying, yes, Kara. Yeah. Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Virginia's saying the same for her.
Emotional when, talking about that. Kara says the mindset work is so important. It is. It's all important, right? Everyone's saying, yay, Kara. Yeah, it's incredible. Yes, congrats, Kara. We're all so proud of you. We are. It's beautiful to watch.
And Virginia says she had 1 commercial in 8 years before she met us, and she's up to 10 in the last year. So that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's cool.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be hard on you if you don't want us to, because some actors want us to be easy on them. And that works sometimes. Just encouraging and giving you love. It depends on what you need.
Yeah.
Audition Plus isn't magic. It's, well, okay. It is, because your magic is there. If you can work within our system, then we can take your magic and
I combine them, and that is magic, Casey. You were so right. So show up, you guys, show up. Not for us, not for your agent, for you. Okay? Be the boss of your career. Be a good student, be a great actor. Out of respect for your audience, your peers, and really all of the legends who came before you. So this is the business of acting, and you're in charge of driving your career. So today we are challenging you to take charge. Get out of the passenger seat and into the driver's seat, okay? So one step that you can take right now is to go through that checklist that Casey popped in there for you earlier and post about it in the group. Let us know where you're at and see for yourself where you're at with that checklist, okay? So Casey, you did pop that in for them, right?
I did, but I'm just laughing at Landon. He said he can't drive his career because he doesn't have a license.
Oh.
Breaks the law, Landon.
Now, if you're in Audition Plus, as I said, we've just posted week 1 of your comprehensive 12-week practice schedule. So you can do that checklist and then jump on in and start going through that practice schedule and getting to work now. And you guys are going to love it. I just know. So enrollment for Audition Plus is closed right now, but if you want to apply so that you can be next in line when spots open up, I'm going to pop the link in the chat for you right now, okay? So I'll pop that in, but then I do want to preface this with, there you go, I've popped the link in for you to apply, but I do want to preface this with the fact that this is not first come, first serve. Okay. We are only interested in working with actors who are committed and passionate about moving their craft and their career forward.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm just overwhelmed. I just love all of these posts from everybody. You know, of course you've got to be good. You've got to be a good person. You know, we're not interested in working with people who are not good people. So let us know about your goals, your dreams, and who you are in your application.
Yeah, we want to hear about it. And you guys remember, and this is the beautiful truth if you choose to accept it, you are only one audition away from a life-changing role. So let's make sure together that everyone in the room remembers you. So I'm going to pop that application link in for you one more time. And then I think I'm going to say, that's a wrap for us, Casey. What do you think?
I
can
think
see
so. I'm just wanting to screenshot all of these posts in the
comments.
chat. It's so lovely.
Them out because I haven't had a chance to see this.
Oh, Kara's saying you don't need to be good at acting. You need to be willing to get better and grow.
100%.
Scary to do at first because when you're in a driver's seat, this is Mal, you don't get where you're if you don't get where you're going, then you hold yourself responsible and accountable. The first thing that whenever I'm scared, I'm happy because I know I'm getting better.
Yeah.
So I love that. I absolutely love that. And then Kara said, I love that Casey and Donna-Marie can do tough love. I had one teacher who almost made me quit, but when Casey and Donna-Marie are tough, it's with, sorry, Kara, I can't read very well. You wrote it well. It's with love because they believe in you.
Yeah, we do believe in you, every single one of you. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It brings us a lot of joy to our lives to help you all grow and to see you succeed. Kara also said, I recommend Audition Plus. Regular practice plus community is so important. Yeah, the community aspect is so huge. Virginia says, absolutely, it's a game changer. Regina says, we lucky ones, we happy few. Yeah, it's that way, doesn't it, Regina, to be a part of that community? It's something special. It's something really, really beautiful. I love this. I love this. Tracy said, thank you. My first time. I'm so excited. You're the best. I want to go and I'm going to get there with me and you. Yeah, and we're here to help, Tracy. We're so excited to do that with you. Absolutely. Richard says, thank you for another interesting, informative, and enthusiastic meeting. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. This is your class in your teenage years. So
happy birthday.
Hey, this is awesome. Happy birthday, Landon. Happy birthday. Hathany says, this was my first time here. Thank you so much. You are so
welcome.
Forward to seeing you next week. I hope I pronounced your name right. If not, please let me know. Kara says, checklist is a great reminder to update my resume. Yeah. Make a vertical only resume per my agent's request. Yes.
Yeah. Smart.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Taylor says, thank you, Casey and Donna-Marie. It is
You're so welcome, Taylor.
Our pleasure. And we can't wait to see you in class, Taylor, and work closer with you. This is going to be wonderful in Audition.
4 weeks and 3 days for the workshop. I know we were just talking about it this morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
We have some announcements to make about people who are coming, and we've just been so busy we haven't even had time to do it, but you'll find out, and it's great. It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yes.
Tracy, thank you so much. Yes, do your do your checklist. Absolutely.
Oh, and
Absolutely.
Mel says you do so much. You know what, Mel? We love it. We love it. It's our pleasure. And Brian says, Happy Tuesday. Thanks again. You are so welcome, Brian. So I'm popping that link in one more time, and then I think we're gonna have to say that's a wrap. We have gone 10 minutes over, which isn't bad for us. That's pretty much right?
So
Pretty
true.
much on time.
So true.
Oh, and Donna Kim, it's your first time here. It is a pleasure to
Oh,
have you.
welcome. So glad you were here.
Yeah.
I
Just
love all your posts, by the way, Donna Kim, in
yes.
the Screen Acting School group.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Welcome, Malcolm.
Wonderful.
So
Just
many newbies. Yes. Yeah.
lots of new people. It's great to get to know you all.
Oh, you know what, JR? We I just made a list of scripts, where to find scripts to practice by age. I don't know if I'll be able to find it quickly right now. I could try and
You can
see.
try and post it in the big group. Casey, I think is a great
Oh,
idea.
that's a really good idea because then
Everyone can,
everybody will have access to it.
yeah. Now oh, there's another Donna-Marie here.
I know, I saw that. I was like,
Oh my
oh my
goodness.
God, how many can there be?
I've never met another Donna-Marie. I just saw your name. So wonderful to meet you, Donna-Marie. I hope you enjoyed class.
We
Um,
have a Donna Kim and a Donna-Marie.
so cool. Look, us Donnas are taking over, I tell ya. So we'll post a link in the big group, JR, so that you can go ahead and look at those scripts. I know for those of you in Audition Plus, we have a whole script library. And it's categorized out by, ages and styles and all sorts of different
Yeah,
things.
that's on Audition Plus, but I did make a list, like a list for people by age group and by sex so that they can, and then the places to go to get them. I'm not going to put the links for everything. So I put the major links and then you go and look it up. We've got all the Donna jokes going on.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, Donna.
I used to get that sang to me in high school quite a bit. All right, Steve, we're gonna have to wrap this up. We have another meeting to go to. It has been
Do.
wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you